that I wanted clarification. Whether he was going to make the statement as a minister or as a member of the House. As the minority leader stated, they come under two different standing orders. And if he's making it as a minister, definitely Order 91 will apply. If he's making it as a member, then Order 93 will apply. And 91.2 says, honorable members, please we need your attention. This is an important matter. Are you vexed or you are leaving the premises? You are leaving. Honorable member. Honorable members, Order 91.2 says, a minister of state may make a statement of government policy, and the statement shall A, be limited to facts which are necessary to be made known to the House, and B, not contain matters that are likely to provoke debate. But if this statement by a member, because the statement has already been made by a member, what he will be allowed to do as a member is to comment on that statement. And that will be limited to what? Not exceeding 5 minutes. But if he's making the statement as a minister, it's not limited to the 5 minutes, but it will be limited by the A and B. But for comments, the same for members with regard to statement by minister or statement by a member. It's the same. In such a way, you make a statement in such a way that it doesn't provoke debate and it also does not exceed the 5 minutes on both occasions. So that's why I wanted to know, are you going to make the statement as a minister or as a member?
Mr. Speaker, he will make the statement as a minister.
Now, if he's going to make the statement as a minister of state, and that comes under Order 91, and it is on the same subject, I will then allow him to make that statement. Then we now continue with the comments by members. He may disclose some facts which may be necessary to be known by the House, and that will guide members in their comments. So the minister may do so now.
Right, Honorable Speaker. I come before this House, before you this afternoon, to inform the House of a tragic incident that occurred this morning.
Minister, just a minute. My attention has been drawn to the presence of some deaconess with us, and they have another commitment. And so let me just recognize their presence. And by doing so, the other visitors, just two groups. We have Deaconess Mary Ampa leading a group of women referred to as area women leaders from Sheffield Juaboso. They come from the church Yes, they come from the Church of Pentecost. They are 54 in number. Please, on behalf of the House, I warmly welcome you to Parliament. You have a lot of your members here. The Church of Pentecost has a lot of members as members of Parliament. So we thank you for producing so many members for the Parliament of Ghana. You are welcome. Please listen, watch their behavior, and help me to manage them. Thank you so much. You are warmly welcome. Resume your seats. We also have one Daniel Bahuli, and he's leading a group from Ningo Pram as the executive director. And the group is, in fact, is written in French. Le Passerelle Global Ghana. There are 96 in number. You are also warmly welcome. Bienvenue. I'm sure they are studying French. And please, you get opportunity here to teach the members of Parliament French. Many of them here are completely illiterate when it comes to French. I am in basic school of the French language, so at least I understand something. You are welcome, and you may resume your seats. Now, Minister, you may present your statement.
Mr. Speaker.
Just a minute. He's pointing, drawing my attention to something. Yes.
Speaker, in the spirit of strictly going by the rules, Speaker, if you may, Order 91, already we have been told by the majority leader that the minister is coming under Order 91. And Speaker, if I may read Order 91, it says, the Speaker may make statement on any matter of interest to the House. Order 91.2. A Minister of State may make a statement of government policy. Government policy. And the statement shall, and it goes on and on. Is it the case that our acting Minister for Defense,
Honourable Member, you are completely out of order.
I'm just
Why? Oh, God. I read the same standing orders, and I referred to the same issues. Drew his attention to that. Please. Now you are repeating and asking questions. Why? Oh, it meant that, please, you know how this thing originated. Your leader was not at the conclave, but you were present. You came with the statement to me at the lobby. And because of the emergency involved, we decided to admit it so that you can make it today. You insisted to vary the order of the business. That was conceded to. And that is why the majority leader even raised the issue that even if we're taking the business according to how it's captured on the order paper, the minister would have been available at the time the statement would have been made. But we varied the order of the business, and it was made earlier than questions. And so the minister was not available, and that the minister will be coming to make the statement. It is under this But why I said you are out of order is that I have already done what you are doing. And I drew his attention before the majority leader got up to say, yes, he's coming to make a statement as a minister, not as a member of parliament. And so I permitted him to do so, guided by the Standing Order 91-2. Please, you are my very good friend. Sometimes you are caught up by the pressure from behind you.
I remain your very good friend. And
Yes.
you have taught us in this house the need for all of us to aspire to learn. And I was asking question for clarity.
You are speaking to me,
yes,
not to him.
Speaker,
And it's not time for questions and answers. And so that's why I say you are out of order. Please.
Speaker, I'm guided.
If these questions, we have to admit them. And the answers will have to come, depending on whether it's oral or written. The rules are clear on that. Then we can allow you to go on. Minister, please make your statement.
Right Honorable Speaker, I come before you today to inform the House of a tragic incident that occurred this morning at the Elwak Military Sports Facility during the ongoing recruitment exercise of the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Armed Forces announced recruitment and enlistment processes about a month ago. Mr. Speaker, the application process closed last Friday, 7th November 2025. All potential applicants were duly notified to appear at their chosen regional recruitment centers for documentation verification today. Right Honorable Speaker, and this was for them to go through body selection. Mr. Speaker, this year's recruitment exercise is being conducted simultaneously across all regions. Indeed, it was a system designed to decentralize the process, reduce congestion, ensure transparency and fairness, as well as to ensure accessibility nationwide. Unfortunately, despite these measures, a stampede occurred at the Elwak facility in Accra. I regret to report that there were 34 persons who were direct casualties, some of whom are potential recruits, and others, Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, are not related to the enlistment at all. The Speaker, out of these 34 casualties, 6 persons have been confirmed dead. The Speaker, 5 are critical, and as we speak, they are the ICU. Right Honorable Speaker, 12 are fairly critical. The Speaker, the rest are stable and under observation. Additionally, there's a reported case of 1 person hospitalized at the Kumasi Recruitment Center, though that incident is unrelated to the stampede in Accra. The Speaker, in light of this development, the Ministry of Defense has halted the recruitment process in Accra until further notice. I wish to assure honorable members that in all other regions, the exercise is progressing smoothly and without incident. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Defense deeply mourns the loss of life and extend condolences to the affected families. We are working closely with the Ghana Armed Forces, medical teams, and law enforcement agencies to provide full support to the injured and to investigate the circumstances that led to this tragedy. Mr. Speaker, as a result, the Ghana Armed Forces has instituted an internal board of inquiry to investigate the causes of this unfortunate incident. Right Honorable Speaker, the safety and dignity of applicants remains paramount, and the ministry will take every step necessary to prevent reoccurrence of this matter. Mr. Speaker, I so submit.
Honorable members, we will continue with the comments, and I had earlier on recognized him, so he will be the first to have.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, we'd like to express my sympathies to the bereaved families and also to the Ghana Armed Forces for such an event. Mr. Speaker, I believe that a lot of us have spoken on this matter, and I believe that it is time that our planning processes change for the recruitment of our young men into the national and the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, this is not the first time we've heard of stampedes for this recruitment, and this one is a turning point. Mr. Speaker, I believe that, like Honorable Puziga said, it is time that we decentralize to the grassroots, all the way to the constituencies. Mr. Speaker, this business of registration, all anew, all the time, should also stop. I believe that when people get into the system and they are qualified, we should have a gradual process of recruiting them over time. There's no point, Mr. Speaker, putting over 10,000 people or 5,000 people at a point, at just one point. There's no point. We can do it over a week and do, say, 1,000 at a time, 1,000 at a time, 1,000 at a time. Because when you put so many people together, even the potential for disease transmission is also very high. So even though we are there to actually recruit people, we actually be transmitting diseases to other persons. And I believe that it is time that we go back to the drawing board, relook at the whole system, and make sure that the recruitment we are doing into the Ghana Armed Forces do not look or seem as if we are punishing our young people. I mean, why is it that people want to serve these Ghana Armed Forces or the police, whatever, are always put under pressure? They are young people. We should let them know that they have a duty to serve this country. And when they want to serve, we should not be punishing them. Mr. Speaker, this also goes further to the issue about decent jobs for our young people. If over 30,000 people are trying to get into the Ghana Armed Forces, which might have just about 4,000 or 3,000 spaces per time, per year, then it shows that there's a critical need to address the issue of employment. Mr. Speaker, I've looked at the statistics before. If you take the number of young people that go to school and end up in government positions, it's just about 5%. So clearly, we should know that the plan A Ghanaians should be looking at all the time consistently should be about the private sector and entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, we tend to be educating our young people when they get to universities and start telling them that start looking to do something for yourself. I believe that it is time that we start doing that education right from primary school, so that by the time they get into secondary school, they've accustomed to the idea of doing something for themselves. Because the Ghana government cannot and can never employ everybody under the system. Mr. Speaker, I know that during the last election, the NDC, for instance, promised 24-hour economy, 1 job, 3 shifts, and 3 people. So people were looking up to the opportunity of getting employment. The MPP at that time also promised 4 million jobs for the young people.
Make
Mr.
sure
Speaker, I'm not debating.
You don't generate debate, because where
Speaker,
you are going
debate. I was talking about decent jobs.
Honorable member, you have to listen to me in silence.
Yes, please.
I'm just drawing your attention not to go beyond the line, to raise issues that will generate debate. Very simple guidance. You may go on.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the guidance. Mr. Speaker, the issue of decent jobs are issues that we need to address. And naturally, Mr. Speaker, there might be alternative views and alternative positions to that matter. But I wanted to draw the attention of the House to the fact that we need to work together, sit down together, and agree that if we are working with, say, 24-hour economy or the 4 million jobs position that the MPP said, how can we sit down and say, where do we draw the lines and where do we fix it, so that we can give opportunities to our young people to work? Because, Mr. Speaker, when more young people work, it increases the productivity of this country. It generates jobs, and it creates prosperity for all Ghanaians. Because when money moves around, wealth is generated. So we should find new ways of making sure that every young person is occupied. Because if you don't get them occupied, and always looking at one side, military, police, whatever, and they're also not getting their jobs in those places, Mr. Speaker, this stampede will continue to be problematic for us. We know that the recruitment of the into the Ghana Armed Forces or the police have always generated a lot of debate, even in this House. Sometimes we talk about political recruitment. Sometimes people think that the protocol they need to get, they've not gotten it. Somebody at the constituency think that this person has gone, I have not gone. No military person has actually happened in my house. Mr. Speaker, it creates a lot of frustration for our young people in this country. And I believe that since we are seeing this as a turning point, I would like to request the President to take the bull by the horn, since he is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. In the same way he has taken matters and stopped the work, he should also take responsibility for what has happened today and make sure that it doesn't happen again in this country. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, I try to support the makers of the statement for this wonderful position, and our sympathies to the families.
Please, the health dimension.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to comment on this statement. First of all, I would want to congratulate the makers of this statement and also to extend my heartfelt sympathies to the families involved. It's a very painful one, and I ask that we depoliticize this situation as much as possible. First of all, Mr. Speaker, I'm extremely disappointed in the armed forces. This is an entity, I think they failed in their risk assessment. They failed in their risk assessment. Mr. Speaker, you can choose to let people go, but when it comes to the security agencies, I don't think that we can let them go off risk assessment. They would have to let us know the implications and what they did before, because, Mr. Speaker, there's a surge, especially after elections. And therefore, what were they anticipating and what measures did they put in place? I'm happy also to hear that the other regions are going on very well. And therefore, it means that, Mr. Speaker, we should know the way forward going with regards to these issues of screening. Now, I think that Ghana Armed Forces also failed to do what we call a public health need assessment for what they were going to do. I doubt if the Ministry of Health, or for that matter, the Ghana Health Service, have anything to do with this, because you are going to a field on a course that borders on public health issues, and I doubt if they have some sort of partnership with them. Mr. Speaker, again, in the House, when it gets to even budget, the quasi hospitals, Mr. Speaker, your committees, clearly we don't have a part to even assess the health institutions under these agencies. And very often than not, the health committee has a mandate to take care of all health institutions. But because these are quasis, today if you ask for a briefing on the situation of the health status of those who are admitted, it will have to come from the Minister of Defense, who is not so strong at the issues of health. So, Mr. Speaker, I think your committee must be able to update you on this issue. And there again, maybe the President, who is the Commander-in-Chief, may have to appoint a substantive Minister of Defense. Our very good friend here is acting Defense and Finance, but we can't have one ministry, a casualty at the start of the year, and then also along the way. I mean, it's one too much for everybody. So probably this is the best time for the Commander-in-Chief to bring a Defense Minister. I humbly submit to the acting Defense Minister that, Minister, maybe in the compensation measure, we may want to look at the families involved graciously. There's nothing that you do that would appease them, but there is a way to get families have a sense of belonging and government being there for them. For those who died, for those who had some injuries, if there's a way that you can see them through and have a family to have some sort of replacement the good people of this country will be extremely grateful. So, Mr. Speaker, I'll be very happy if the Minister of Defense will let us know in the other regions going forward what sort of measures are in place, that if any of this should happen at other places, and there is hope for the Ghanaian. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to add some comments to the statement ably made by my three colleagues, the Honorable Acting Minister of Defense, Honorable Dr. Atuban Fossen, Honorable Adam Bana, and then Honorable Minority Whip, Honorable Arnold Dompre. Mr. Speaker, I also want to thank the Majority Leader and Leader of Government Business for varying or agreeing to vary the business of the day to incorporate this very important statement from the other side of the House. That demonstrates good leadership. It brings our democracy to another level, and it shows how important we are taking this issue that happened at LWAC in this House. Mr. Speaker, I want to plead that let the optics be right. Let the Ghanaian people out there see that we are mourning, and all of us are sad in our hearts. I was so sad when the heckling was gradually becoming noisy. And Mr. Speaker, thank you for bringing us back on track. We are mourning, and we should demonstrate to the Ghanaian people that we are very sad, and this should never happen again. Right, Honorable Speaker, let me convey my condolences to the bereaved families. Life so young and lost too quickly. It is very sad. 9 p.m. yesterday night, people were at the LWAC Sports Stadium, hoping and praying that this morning they will be attended to, and their dream is to wear the green uniform to serve Mother Ghana. What happened is quite unfortunate. Mr. Speaker, changing crowd behavior over the years is worth studying. In the year 1990, if you have 10,000 people who have gathered for recruitment, and there are other opportunities available, their behavior would definitely be different from 2025, when you have over 22,000 people at a particular point, and they are so desperate and not believing that if they don't get this opportunity, there's anything anywhere for them. So I am saying, Mr. Speaker, that what happened at LWAC, we may blame everybody, blame ourselves, but the truth is that it has happened already. What are we learning from this incident? What can we learn? Decentralization for recruitment is very good. But, Mr. Speaker, as I tell you, if you look at the history, the police has a better record. The last time the police recruited, if you go to the police training school, over 4,000 people were handled in a day. How was it happening? At 6 o'clock, 500 people were invited. 8 o'clock in the morning, another 500. Within 2-hour interval, people were invited on daily basis. Gradually, you can deal with 2,000 people in a day without seeing a crowd. These are all best practices that we need to learn. And with the inclusion of technology, I am quite sure this is not a very difficult thing to do. We are all surprised that the crowd surged and became very violent to the point that they lost control, and we lost these 6 people. Mr. Speaker, I want to plead, and I thank the Minister for Defense, the Acting Minister for Defense, for halting the process in Accra. Let's caution all other commanders in the other recruitment centers that they should learn from what happened in Accra and ensure that the exercise becomes successful across the country. But what happened in Accra, as much as we are halting it, we appreciate it and we support the move, and gradually we will learn from best practices, and this recruitment exercise will still be very smooth. The numbers that are coming in the other security sector should not threaten us, because this is the best practice that we are learning, and I'm sure that when the police begin, or when the immigration starts, or when fire service comes on board, or when the prisons are recruiting, we will not see anything of this nature. With these few comments, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity.
Honorable members, I had to permit the Minister for Finance to go and try to complete the finishing touches for the budget for tomorrow. So if you saw him leave, he has left with my permission. I will take one more, and then we can proceed to do other business. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I am very grateful. Mr. Speaker, I rise to comment on this statement as a young Ghanaian. Mr. Speaker, as a young man that is seeing the challenges that is confronting this country. Mr. Speaker, as a tenterhook that we are sitting on as a country. Mr. Speaker, to also join in professing some challenges, some solutions to the challenges that are bedeviling us. Mr. Speaker, these young Ghanaians left their various houses with some dreams. Mr. Speaker, the dream of serving their nation. But this dream, Mr. Speaker, ended up taking their lives. Their hopes were lost, and their dreams, Mr. Speaker, were shattered. Speaker, this is as a result of some recruitment failures we have all looked upon from time immemorial. Successive governments, Mr. Speaker, not just one government, successive governments. Mr. Speaker, you will be surprised how every young man, as soon as they complete secondary school, Mr. Speaker, the only thing they are looking forward to is to join the Ghana Armed Forces, join police, or join National Fire Service, or immigration. Mr. Speaker, this is as a result of security of jobs and the unavailability of jobs that are facing the young people of this country. Mr. Speaker, if it will surprise you to know that year in, year out, about 20 of thousands of Ghanaians buy forms only for the services to recruit less than 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000. About 5 or 10% of these Ghanaians, Mr. Speaker, yet they queue in their numbers, go through frustration in this country, all in the name of serving their good people or serving their country. Mr. Speaker, it is time that we look at our processes. Mr. Speaker, we must, as a country, begin to look at a comprehensive digitization system that will help us recruit our young men without allowing them to go and queue every year like we are seeing. Mr. Speaker, some of these processes can be digitized so that we will reduce the hardship, the burden, the frustration that our young people go through. Mr. Speaker, again, we must look at how opportunities are distributed for our good people in this country. Mr. Speaker, we may all shy away from the truth. But, Mr. Speaker, even out of the 20,000 people that are queuing there, the services are taking less than 3,000, 4,000. Well, the figures, I may be wrong. But, Mr. Speaker, even inherent in that figures, there are opportunities that are given to some Ghanaians, and some Ghanaians are also not having some of these opportunities. Mr. Speaker, that is how we must look at this situation. How we will distribute opportunities equitable to every Ghanaian in this country. Mr. Speaker, one of the speakers of this, or the makers of the statement, my good friend, Edem Agbana, Mr. Speaker, called for accountability. Mr. Speaker, I am not just looking at accountability. I'm looking at an overhaul of the opportunities that we manage in this country. Let us look at an overhaul system so that we may not, because we've seen some of these processes. And the sad part of this is that all the people that are confirmed dead, Mr. Speaker, are female. Young Ghanaian women that want to serve. And we are today mourning the loss of innocent souls. I don't know how the families will be compensated, because the people or the family members that are going out there to give them hopes ended up losing and losing their hopes. The Speaker, I will crave and beg that we apply some tactfulness, some deep thinking in how we recruit, how we give opportunities to our young people in this country, and we look at how the system will be managed without repeating some of this chaos we do repeat every successive year when we are recruiting. So that, Mr. Speaker, in future, our young people would want to serve with pride and dignity without losing their lives or without ending these dreams and hopes that they have. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I want to commend the maker of the statement for the urgent need or the urgent timing that he brought the statement. Honorable Frank Wabna Nodompre and my good friend Edem Agbana and the minister as well for swiftly responding to this matter. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, you all know that this is one of the most respected institutions of state, and the leaders and personnel of the Ministry of Defense have constantly been rated above parliamentarians when it comes to trust of the people. So this is an institution that we revere. And in fact, my own story shows that because of my reverence and the commitment to serve, in 1977, I went there for enlistment, not recruitment. Enlistment. Honorable members, please, may I have your ears? I went there for enlistment. That time, we were not looking for employment. It was not looking for employment. We're going to serve as men. There are no women in the military. They are all men. And it was so smooth at that time. I was deselected. Yes, and they told me why I was deselected before I proceeded to the university. So this is an opportunity for us to rethink about the whole process of enlistment, recruitment, employment in the public service. We have a serious challenge. We have to confront it head on. As a result of that, even when I was offered the opportunity to be Minister for Defense, I declined. I declined that offer. His Excellency, the current president, was present. That time he was vice president. He was president when I was offered. I declined for good reason. So please, this is an institution that we all revere. And it's because of them that we are all protected. You know what they do. They decide not to sleep like the police so that we can sleep. It's not an easy job. So please, even though some measures have been taken, I will direct our committee to follow up on the process. And then also emphasize what others have said for us to expedite the process of appointing a substantive minister. It's not because the current minister acting is not capable, but we know the pressures on him. And so we need to have somebody who will come with full report and look at some of the issues you've raised. What prevents this country from having a continuous recruitment or enlistment process? We don't have to wait and do it once every year or sometimes 2 years so that you can accumulate so many people and they have to rush to try and get recognition and end up not living. So please, it's something that, with your support, the Committee on Defense and Interior, please follow up on this matter. And later on, leaders, you can program and schedule a date for us to get the committee and the minister to give us a full brief on it. And we will share information because it's something that is already being debated by civil society, and there are a lot of proposals. They will give us the reasons why those proposals cannot be implemented. We can all work together and find a solution to this problem. If not, the future may even be more terrifying than what we've experienced today. So I want to, on behalf of the House, humbly convey the deepest condolences to the parents and families of the deceased. The House prays for the speedy healing and recovery of the injured. And we will also sympathize with the Ministry of Defense and call on the leadership to have cool hearts to handle this matter. And we thank sincerely the health personnel, together with the ambulance service and all those that have rushed to at least attend to the injured and the deceased. Please, I want leadership to accompany me so that we can visit the injured. I'm told they are at the 37 Military Hospital, so that the House will go and see what the situation is, and together we may discuss later what to do next. With this, I want to call on you for us to stand at least in a minute's silence for the souls of our departed patrons. Honorable members, may the souls of this our young and patriotic sons and daughters, and those of all the faithful departed, rest in perfect peace. Amen. Yes, Majority Leader. I wanted to vary the order of business again and to let us take some items before I lead the leadership to the hospital. My Deputy Speaker will take over the chair and continue with the rest, but there's a matter that he wanted to present. And so I wanted to grant him that opportunity. But Majority Leader, you are on your feet.
I don't know if your plan to vary the business is to take what I'm hoping we would, which is the order paper addendum. Wanted to lay the report of the Appointments Committee on the nomination of Justice Paul Bafo Boni, which is item number 1 on the order paper addendum.
Yes, minority friend bench.
Mr. Speaker, we had a meeting and the understanding was that the paper be laid today so that we take the report tomorrow. So, Mr. Speaker, to the extent that that is being pursued, I am not opposed to saying.
Well, I was not part of the discussion, but I thought tomorrow will be too busy. And if you are minded, this is a serious matter too. You could take it on Friday, not tomorrow. Why do you want to take it tomorrow?
Mr. Speaker, I don't mind Friday. I don't mind the Friday.
Mr. Speaker, we want to take it tomorrow. We've discussed among ourselves and we have agreed that we should take it tomorrow. This side is ready to take it tomorrow. So I urge you, Mr. Speaker, to allow us to take it tomorrow.
Honorable members, then we may need to vary the commencement of sitting tomorrow. Because if we have to start sitting at 2, the budget alone could take not less than 2 hours. Some take more than that. And if you want us to start in the morning, what time? 11, 12? It depends on how long you want to. You prefer 12 noon? Yes, Majority Leader, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I think 12 noon should do. 12 noon should do.
Is that consensus?
I think leadership should further engage on this matter because there was an earlier communication which has also informed the scheduling of other meetings of various caucuses. We, for instance, have scheduled a meeting at 11 where we got a prior notification that tomorrow's presentation will start at 2. I'm also aware Business Committee has been scheduled at midday. So, Leader, if you are aware of this, we should take that into consideration. Because that communication came out earlier that the presentation would be at 2. Yes.
So you should go Friday.
But you cannot decide on your own. You have to consult us.
Mr. Speaker, it works for us. We can shift the Business Committee meeting to an earlier time. We always engage to agree on the time for Business Committee sitting. The clerks consult us. So because we're a smaller number, it's easier to shift it to an earlier time. So, Mr. Speaker, we'll take the report on the nomination tomorrow, and then we can also take the budget statement tomorrow.
Honorable members, the understanding is that 12 noon, we will take the motion which is about, the paper is about to be laid. And then 2, we take the budget statement. The rest, leadership will discuss and fix the rest of the items for tomorrow. Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, I think that matter is settled. Mr. Speaker, I can see that you did indicate that you might leave us to 37. And I wanted to draw your attention to motion 14 on today's order paper, which you need to preside. And I humbly request, if it will please you, that you still occupy the chair whilst I do the needful, Mr. Speaker.